Welcome, University Utara Malaysia School of Computing students, to Chapter 7. I am Dr. Ala Jabbar Al-Maliki. While standard protocols like RSA secure data while it sits on a drive or travels across a network, modern cybersecurity requires methods to protect that same data while it is being actively processed by a CPU. We start with the trapdoor permutation. In mathematics, this is a one-way function that remains easy to compute in the forward direction, but nearly impossible to reverse. To go backward, you need a specific piece of hidden information, the trapdoor. RSA is the classic application of this logic. The encryption process is a forward function that anyone can perform, but reversing it to reveal the message requires the private key to solve the underlying integer factorization problem. This trapdoor foundation is the first step toward more complex security. Before a system can safely process data in the cloud, it must first establish these mathematical boundaries that prevent unauthorized reversal. This is the formula for the Payer encryption scheme. Its primary innovation is additive homomorphism, a property where the result of a specific mathematical operation on two ciphertexts corresponds to the addition of their underlying plaintexts. For example, if we take two encrypted salaries and multiply them together, the result is a new encrypted string. When the owner of the private key decrypts that string, they see the exact sum of the two salaries, even though the person who performed the multiplication never saw the original numbers. While Payer is limited to addition, Craig Gentry introduced fully homomorphic encryption, or FHE, in 2009. FHE enables a computer to perform an unlimited range of mathematical operations on data while it remains in a ciphertext state. SHE allows a hospital to upload encrypted patient records to a third-party cloud AI. The AI performs statistical analysis on the scrambled bits and returns an encrypted result. The cloud server processes the data, but never actually sees the medical information. FHE currently demands high computational costs and significant storage, making it much slower than traditional AES. However, researchers view it as a primary solution for eliminating data exposure during cloud processing and AI analysis. Protecting a secret sometimes means ensuring no single person has total control over it. Secret sharing provides a way to fracture a single piece of data into multiple fragments, distributed among different users, to ensure there is no single point of failure. In Shamir's scheme, the secret is the y-intercept of a polynomial curve. User shares are individual points along it. If 3 shares are required, 2 points cannot reconstruct the curve. Infinite curves pass through 2 points, keeping the secret mathematically hidden. Since having fewer than the required shares reveals zero information about the secret, this method secures cryptocurrency wallets, military command structures, and multi-person authorizations for nuclear systems. Shafi Goldwasser and Silvio Micheli, pictured here, developed the first probabilistic public key encryption scheme. They addressed a weakness in deterministic systems, where the same input always produced the same ciphertext, which allowed attackers to look for repeating patterns. By incorporating random numbers into the encryption process, their system ensures that the same message produces a different ciphertext every time it is encrypted. This randomization prevents attackers from performing pattern analysis on repeated data. Michael Rabin introduced another alternative system. Similar to RSA, the Rabin encryption scheme relies on the difficulty of integer factorization, but it offers a different mathematical structure. The decryption process in Rabin's scheme is unique because it yields 4 different possible plaintexts. The recipient must use the context of the communication or specific headers to identify which of the 4 results is the original message. This ambiguity makes the scheme less common than RSA in practical applications, but it provides a strong theoretical guarantee. Breaking Rabin encryption is mathematically proven to be as difficult as factoring the modulus n. The emergence of quantum computing, represented by this chandelier-like cooling structure, poses a direct threat to the factorization problems that protect RSA and Rabin. This shift is currently driving global research toward post-quantum cryptography to replace these aging standards. For your exams, focus on the specific technical mappings shown in this table. You should be able to identify Payer by its additive homomorphism, Goldwasser-Micheli by its probabilistic randomization, and Shamir's scheme by its use of polynomial thresholds. These 6 architectures provide the technical vocabulary you will use to address the data privacy and quantum resistance requirements of future blockchain and AI systems.